Hi, in this video we are going to try to cover some basic concepts about arrays. That way you learn how to declare, initialize, and go through an array in its different positions. Arrays are very simple and very useful for your projects and for your programming projects. There are pros and cons when we talk about arrays, and you will see that some of them will be solved when you start working with array lists. An array is just a set of elements, a fixed set of elements that can be in one dimension or in two dimensions. A one-dimension array holds elements in columns, in one column or in one row. Okay? And a 2D array holds elements in both. It goes along in width and in length, or in height. So what you're going to have is a position of x and y. We will see this later on. For now, I just want you to understand how does 1D array works and how you can declare and initialize them. So first, if you're on Eclipse, I'm going to start creating some instance variables that I'm going to use in my program. Okay? And I'm going to start creating an array of integer numbers. For this, I just say that int numbers. Okay, now I declared an array of numbers and I'm telling the program that only integer numbers will be held inside that array. The thing is that I still haven't fixed the size of the array, and we will do that in a minute. I will also create an array of strings. Okay? And finally, I will create a string where I'm going to hold the alphabet. Okay? First of all, I'm going to start creating the size of the array. For this, I'm going to say that numbers is equal to a new integer array of size 25. All this could have been done up here, where I declare the instance variables. Okay? We should know that by now. Now what I'm going to do is that in that array, which has 25 spaces for me to put integer numbers, I'm going to create a random number between 1 and 100. In order to go through an array, either to place a number, to take or delete a number, or to replace numbers, I need to use loops. So we are going to use for loops in order to go through our arrays. Okay? Let's create a for loop. Okay. Now my for loop starts in 0 and it's less than 25, meaning that there's going to be 25 iterations in order to complete the whole array. It is very common to make mistakes here. Either go one ahead or not enough numbers inside the array. So in this case, what I'm going to do is that in order to place a number in a position of an array, I need to write the name of the array. So number in position, and this is going to be the position. So I need to place the number in position I, which is the one that is going to iterate all the time. In this case, numbers in position I, or for the first iteration, numbers in position 0 will be a random number. Okay, so I'm going to choose my random number, and it's a random number between 0 and 100. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 100. In this case, we know that random is a decimal number between 0 and 1 times 100 will give me a number between 0 and 100, but with decimals, and I can't put it into an integer, which is numbers. What I do, I'm going to cast this number in order to get an integer number. So this is a very fast way to get a random number between 0 and 100. Okay? Of course, not inclusive. So this for loop will generate random numbers. We'll put those numbers in each position of the array. Now, in order to see that array, we also need a for loop in order to see all the numbers. So we create another for loop just to show the information held inside that array. I can use the same variables because remember that these are local variables. And in this case, I am going to print out each position of the array numbers. What I should get is just a column of all the numbers inside the array. Let's run this program and see what happens. So I get 25 numbers, 25 random numbers that are in my position. If I want to change just one number of one position, I can do it with the position needed. So if I want to change the position 2 of numbers for 0, okay, I can get this, and of course I would need to print my list again. See that better if we erase the first one and we only show the one we changed the number. As you can see, in position 2 there's a 0 now. Okay, so this is working with integer numbers and integer arrays. Okay, let's work with strings. With strings it's very similar. I have a string and I have a string array. Okay, okay, so for this, first of all, I'm going to erase the number part so we can see it better, and let's work with the strings. Now my job is to create an array with the letters of the alphabet. Okay? So first of all, I need to create the size of my array. We have 26 letters in the alphabet, so alphabet needs to be equal to new string of 26 spots, or 26 places for me to put the alphabet. Now I need to put all the alphabet, I have my alphabet there in letters, and I need to put each letter in each position of that array. We also need a for loop for that. So for int I equals 0, we needed to go all the way to 26, okay? I mean, less than 26 in order to get 26 iterations. And I need to put in the position, first of all. What is the position? So in alphabet, in position I, I'm going to have the first letter and so on. So the first letter, I can get it with the substring method from the string class. So I use the letters dot substring. And of course, we have from 0 to 1. But 0 to 1 will iterate. So it would be I to I plus 1. Okay? So now we have this, with this simple code, with this line of code, we get all of the letters of the alphabet in an array. Now we can start playing since they are in different positions. So it's very interesting when you turn a string, put it into an array, and then you can start playing with that array and the positions. Actually, the string class, in order to work with some methods, creates that, puts them into an array, and starts playing with all those methods. Okay? So now we have it into an array. In order to display the alphabet, we also need a for loop. Okay? So let's see what happens. Right here, so you can see we have the alphabet placed into an array. Now you can change a letter using conditional statements, other for loops, nested for loops, and nested conditional statements. You can do a lot of things with arrays. But basically, this is just a concept for you to start programming using arrays. Later on in this course, you'll get to know the array list, which has its own methods that will help you modify the information within arrays. Okay? I hope this helps you.